My God.
Loud.
Well, it's a little loud, but it's Monday morning. What's better than that?
Wake the hell up.
Wake up, everybody. It's
Wake
Mike
up,
Frank
wake
with
up.
Berkshire Hathaway here with Christian Olson.
What's good?
Coming to you to talk about some improvements. 10 improvements that'll upsize the value of your home. Actually, it's really the greatest ROI.
So what's the biggest return on investment? We talked about kitchens. We talked about bathrooms.
I'm going to make the argument that it's neither. I'm going to make the argument that it's...
What's your argument?
Okay. I find that people make improvements based on ROI. Like people choose to replace the roof because they think, oh, we're going to sell the house soon and it needs to be new. Or they choose to renovate the kitchen. But the truth is that as soon as you hire that contractor to renovate the kitchen, they spend your money.
Yeah.
And they make you make dumb decisions.
Okay. Is that why now you're designing kitchens? Mm-mm. Yeah, I think so.
I love designing kitchens. It's actually like a little passion project of mine. This is now the 7th or maybe 8th kitchen I've designed.
Really?
They're super easy. Like I'm not making it out to be anything special. There are a lot of kitchen designers that are fucking exponentially better than I. What I'm taking is a small space and I'm putting cabinets in. So I'm not a kitchen designer. I just like doing the drawing. It's like fun for me. It's cathartic.
Art.
It's art. Art. Like a walrus.
I like when I hear about people trying to get the highest ROI, I feel a lot of the times people are doing it right before they sell.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a prime time to do some remodeling? Should you do it over a period of time?
Well, yeah, I do. Side note,
Okay.
I really just want to be like listening to music. Liv, can we get like music? Like our intro and outro music? Can we just have like in the background?
I feel like that's not good.
Why not?
What'd you put in your coffee this morning?
This is my second cup.
It's what?
That explains it.
I just
it's 12.
like want. Anyway, doesn't matter. I'm just gonna listen to it secretly in the back of my mind.
So
So I think you have two approaches to the conversation. The first approach to the conversation is, do you improve the value of your home while you live there, right? So your parents are going to move from their house in some time in the next 2 or 3 years, right?
For sure.
Maybe 12 months.
Possible.
I have to sneeze. It's going to be great. No. God damn it. Like chicken parm, but sneezing version.
I don't get that at all.
Anyway. All right, well, one of these moments I'm going to randomly sneeze. So your parents are getting ready to sell their house next 12, 24, 36 months, right? And my mom, when she got ready to sell her house, she was like, I want to invest in my kitchen because I want to enjoy it before I sell it off to somebody else.
Right.
Okay, so I don't have a major problem with that thought process, but I think it needs to be like, I'm going to sell my house in 5 or 10 years. My kids are going off to college. My last one is 16 or 15. I want to renovate my kitchen now because I know I'm going to be downsizing at some point in the next 5 or 10 years. So I want to renovate my kitchen.
Right.
And at that point, I don't even care about ROI. At that point, I'm not focused on the money.
So I remember we talked about your house. You did a lot of renovations probably in the past, 6 years?
Yes.
And then you add another 6 years on top of that, or 10 years, and then those renovations you've recently done kind of go out of date.
Mm-hmm.
So again, I think nailing the timeline of when you're going to be transitioning out of the property and when you're putting money into it is crucial.
Yes.
Like my parents, our basement has been unfinished since it was built.
No.
Right? It's...
You said since, and then I said no.
Oh, yeah. Since now.
Anyway.
But a lot of homes in Calvert County are like that. Like these huge unfinished basements in colonial homes can be just like storage. But when my parents want to sell their home, I'm looking at it like, okay, if we at least finish the basement off, how much more value does that add to your property when you go to sell? Like they want to paint the cabinets. My dad has like this list of work he wants to do, which blows my mind.
Bro,
like,
basement remodel on this list is number 9.
But remodeling, I feel like is different than finishing. No?
Yeah, you're probably right. Like remodeling would be like adding a bar.
Yeah.
All right, fair point.
So
Farther down
it's
on the
literally
line.
just I guess they're cylinder blocks, like the foundation of the home, and
Cylinder blocks.
that's what they're called, right?
Now I can't think of what it's called.
Cement blocks.
But there's a name for it. It starts with a
God.
C.
Now you fucked me up. Not cylinder.
It's not cylinder. Cinder.
Cinder block.
Oh my god.
Yeah, thank you. Again, I want a camera on Liv. Like, I'm gonna bring one in. It's gonna be right here facing Liv because it's so funny.
That was terrible.
Anyway,
let's
cylinder
cut
blocks.
that part out. But cinder
Anyway.
blocks, that's what our like foundation is, and it's not finished. So I think putting up some drywall, just getting a fresh coat of paint, maybe some flooring, can just spruce up the basement rather than being kind of like the storage dungeon. Obviously, before they sell it, I want to get all that crap out of there. But then you want it to be presentable. You want it to be like opening to people.
So this is where we go back to the idea of, are you doing it for yourself or are you doing it for resale? Like when my mom renovated her kitchen, she said this crazy thought. And I was like, Mom, you're ridiculous. Nobody wants that. Nobody would ever want white cabinets. Fast forward like 10
today.
years and that kitchen sold so fast. Like she did that kitchen. She did that kitchen in 2007, maybe.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was like, Mom, you're ridiculous. Right.
Dude.
And then we sold that house in 2018 or 2019. It sold in a heartbeat. Shaker style white kitchen. Crazy.
I'm not surprised that number 10 on here is replace windows.
Yeah.
Windows-
People do that shit all the time. And I'm like, that was the worst investment you could have ever
The
made.
most expensive thing ever to put into your home. And basically no ROI. I mean, 89.6 doesn't compare to the other ones that are on here, but like you're spending 9,700 to get 8,700. That doesn't add up.
Which goes to my point.
But more than likely, the ROI is much worse than this.
Well,
I'd say 9 out of 10 times.
I agree. My point is that your ROI is directly correlated to the way that the environment feels. So when a buyer walks into your house, do they feel happy, lovey, hunky-dory? Do they feel like they want to live there? Or do they feel like they're walking into into Christian's mom's house, right? Like what I'm thinking, hold on. What I'm thinking is that scene in 21 Jump Street when I can't remember the kid's name, but the kid goes, "Oh, Mom, oh," right? Like, because you're walking in, you're looking at like baby photos and like naked children and like, oh, their Indian costume, you know, from when they were 3.
Yeah.
Or are you walking into like a Home Goods vibe?
Right.
You know, everybody wants to live here. Everybody would love to live here. So when people do things like windows, they're like, I just replaced the windows. And you're like, cool, take down the photos over there.
You know what should be added on here? Is declutter, depersonalize, and deep clean.
Yeah, the investment is probably $1,000 and the return is probably like 10x.
It doesn't match. Like it's unmatched.
Easy. It's the greatest investment. But like as we're looking at renovating houses before we bring them to the market, there's a delicate balance.
I think it also like has to do with what your market, like the environment of your market. No, like the recently solds in the areas. How do they compare? And then what return does the seller want on the property? Right. If they want something that's similar to those homes that are selling for 500,000, there's in the current state is worth 450. What can you do to get to that number, but also not be out of pocket? Get the highest.
I'll use an example of a current analysis that I'm working with the seller on right now.
Is it the one you drew the kitchen for?
No, a different one.
Okay.
So this house is so well maintained. It's in great shape. HVAC, water heater, roofing, flooring, kitchen, everything. Just really, really well maintained. No major improvements. HVAC is not old. Roof's not old. Water heater's not old. Everything's just maintained. The 2 most recent sales in the community were for, let's just say, $10,000 more than the value that his house sits at today.
Okay.
And I think that if he spends $20,000, we can bring his home to between $40,000 and $50,000 more than the 2 most recent sales in the community.
Really?
It's a very interesting dynamic, a very unique property, a very unique location, unique skill set, unique renovations. Everything is very, very hyper specific. And I told the seller, look, if you invest this money, here's the top line, here's the bottom line. Worst case scenario, my bottom line is still $10,000 high. You still have $10,000 worth of profit before you start, quote unquote, losing money. Right. It's a gamble, but I think with our marketing, I think with our expertise, I think with the product that we're going to put together, you're going to see the return.
Is Cobo Homes doing the work?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's what we're actually doing, and this might apply to your parents, is we're renovating, compliments of Bobby, we're renovating like Bobby does. So we're spray painting the entire basement. Then we're putting up walls around the mechanical systems. So the stairs are going to have a wall. The HVAC closet is going to have a wall. The water heater and the washer dryer, a wall.
Where's the property?
Essex.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to find a spray painted basement in Calvert County.
Well, you have to wait and see it. Why don't you wait and see it?
I'm
Why
just
don't you
saying, I
wait?
grew up there, lived there for 20 years. I've never seen a spray painted basement.
But we're not trying to create.
I know, but I'm just saying also coming to like matching the environment, right? Like that environment in Calvert County doesn't have spray painted basements.
All right, counter argument. I'm trying to sell something that doesn't exist. I'm telling the seller there's a gamble here. This is what our goal is. This is what our outcome is going to look like. This is what we're going to try and do.
In this position, though, it doesn't seem like there's very high risk, but there is higher reward.
Right. And that's what we're talking about, potential for your parents. A very low cost way to finish your basement without really spending the money, time, and energy to finish the basement. And then we get the opportunity for the high reward. It's all about ROI, which your question was, what do you think you do for the highest ROI? And what I said was, it depends on your goals of accomplishing it. Right. My mom's goal was, if I have to renovate the kitchen before I sell the house anyway, I'd rather enjoy it.
Yeah.
So new floors, new countertops, new island, new cabinets, new appliances, I'd rather enjoy it. Or if you're saying, hey man, look, these cabinets are old as shit. We got to do something. Are we going to paint the cabinets? Or are we going to replace them?
Right.
And sometimes paint is the right answer, and other times replace is the right
Even
answer.
like a little facelift, paint, add some new hardware on there.
Right.
And then imagine matching hardware around the entire house. Like stuff like that even goes a very long way.
Right. Well, what about like, we talk about your minor bathroom renovation as your number one improvement. It is minor bathroom remodel. They call it $10,500 cost.
Wow, you have a
very expensive bathroom.
Well, yeah, but the ROI is over 100.
Yeah, but like,
but that is I feel like that is a very expensive.
That's hella expensive. That's like new shower, new tub, new toilet, new sink.
Ripping everything out.
Yeah, that's not a minor bathroom remodel. That's a full remodel.
Yeah.
Whereas,
remember Joe Wilson's like master bathroom downstairs where they just I think they fixed something in the toilet. They put new flooring down, painted
a cabinet, put on a new light fixture.
Yeah.
Right.
Called it a day.
Caulk, seal, clean. It's insane how dirty people's caulk lines are.
If we could spell seal with a C, it could be the 3 C's of.
How do you spell seal with a C?
I'm saying if you could, it would be the 3 C's of real estate instead of like the 3 D's.
Well, then we'd have the ABCDs of real estate.
I don't like you right now. Let's keep moving forward.
But like, that is the biggest improvement. In my opinion, caulk, seal, clean, like it is such a crazy change because you just don't realize how much that ugly caulk line is ugly until you're brand new to the property.
Yeah.
When you come in there every day, you just kind of notice it, but you don't really notice it. But when it's brand new, it's almost like on my scale, it might be a 3 out of 10 out of the things that I need to fix. But a buyer comes in and they're like, oh, it's a 7 out of 10. That's awful.
Right.
You just don't realize it. So just some new caulk. Pretty easy.
Wonders.
Pretty easy fix. Or the shower glass replacement. The glass is just physically dirty. So if you just replace the glass door, the rest of the shower can stay the same.
Have you ever had a client have to replace their slate roof or put a new one on?
No.
So
repair. Not
okay.
replace.
Okay. An entire slate roof, like communities like Homeland, especially others maybe in like Baltimore County, Baltimore City, like Towson area too.
Right.
Like, they have a lot of slate roofs. And I'm looking at that. Like, homes are great. I personally love the communities and the feel that it has.
Right.
But buying that home, you're in an HOA, you got to have a slate roof. When you have to replace that, what does that look like?
It's expensive as hell.
Yeah. Over 50 grand easily. I'd say even maybe more.
I think it probably depends on the house, the size of the house more than anything.
Yeah.
But the big question about slate is, what are you replacing? Are you replacing all of it just to make it consistent? Are you replacing what you have to? Some of these guys will take the slate off and put it back on, right? Are you replacing slate with an artificial product that looks like slate? There's a lot of options, but a lot of these improvements people do out of compulsion. Like, I have to. I have to replace my windows. I have to replace my roof. I hope to live through never replacing my roof. Like, I never want to replace my roof ever.
Well,
because I want to be able to move in, live there for a while, move out, and never replace the roof. It's an awful investment.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna live in your house forever.
Maybe. Not that house.
Not forever, ever, but like you'll have it.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, then I have to replace the roof.
I'll buy your house. You want to replace a roof for me?
No. But if somebody was going to pay me what I wanted, yeah.
Okay.
Like, let's say that someone came in and offered me $420 for the house, and they said, "Hey, we need a new roof. We'll give you $10,000." Sure, even if it cost me $12,000. But like, if they gave me $430 instead of $420, yeah, I'd do that.
Yeah.
All day long.
Yeah.
And for those buyers out there, that's what you should do. Like, if you're not negotiating with the seller to try and accomplish that, what are you doing? It's a weird market that we're in right now, but these are the things that I think people need to start targeting.
For sure.
The first goal is to get under contract. Then let's target the repairs.
Agreed.
Nah, some agents might not like me. Alas.
A lot don't.
La, 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 la. So, all right. So your parents are going to renovate their house. They're going to paint the cabinets. They're going to put on countertops.
My dad thinks the list is like of a million things, but also my dad like is probably stressing out about it. Just because he wants to move to Florida and kind of go where the warm weather is and not have to worry about.
I think that's
this
true of
giant
everyone.
house. Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
if I could, I'd be like, go away, go away, go away. We'll deal with it. You go away.
That's what I'm trying to tell him.
But man, people don't want to do that. It's
Yeah,
like their biggest
but also-
investment or something.
Yeah, but think about it. We've lived in the house. I mean, my parents have owned it for 23 years now.
Were you born there?
No.
Was your sister
Yeah.
in the bathtub?
No. Okay. Not like that. What? But it's like the biggest investment they've made. The return on it can be great, even kind of where the property sits now.
Right.
But my dad wants to maximize it. Obviously, when it comes to selling your home, there's a lot of emotion involved as well.
Right.
And I think trying to be able to separate that, understand what's best for you, it's kind of difficult.
I think getting yourself into a position to accept the reality is the hardest part. I think sometimes people see their next door neighbor's house sold for $700,000. They want to sell their house for $700,000, and we come in and we're like, "Look, here's the value." This happened last week. I gave a seller a CMA $655 to $695, and they're like, "Well, why isn't it worth $720?" I'm like, "Look, it is worth $720, and I agree with you. All of your reasons, all of your counters, all of your arguments. Here's the comp that makes it worth $720. My argument is I'm not going to tell you it's worth $725 and have you choose to list it at $725 for us to fail at selling your home. The market has changed since that home sold for $725.
Right.
The market is this. This is what I think we should target. I would list it for $695 and then gain a couple of buyers, hopefully get into a little bit of a bidding war so we can sell it for $725. If you choose to list it for $720, that's okay. I will do it.
Yeah.
But you have to understand that if we have to drop the price to $675 in order to get it sold because we overlisted it when we started, you have to be along for the ride.
Yeah,
I'm willing to take the ride with you. Are you willing to take the ride with me?
And I think when you list it for that kind of price, there's a little bit more of a risk involved, leading your property to be more days on market. There was a blog that we
Right.
posted probably within the past month about a home like being on the market for too long, having the stigma around
Right.
it. So then you're fighting an uphill battle.
Right. And that's where my recommendation for this particular home seller was $655 to $695 to avoid that uphill battle. I'd rather guarantee myself the sale at $695 than risk the sale at $725 and end up netting $670.
Yeah.
Now, it's on every seller how they want to handle the situation, but when I'm creating a CMA, that's where I want to be. I want to be in that window where I know it's going to sell, and I can give them good market value. It also allows me to say, hey, if you want to price it down here at $625 so we could get a bidding war and go crazy and see what the market will support, yes, we'll do that. If you want to price it up here so that we take a little bit of a tight market, like a little bit more of an approach that we're going to fight the market at the high end, you have to be willing to ride with me while we roll through the market value.
Right.
Right. But if you want to list it for 800, go find somebody else.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and that's where, that's my Papa Bear, Mama Bear, Baby Bear, right? Like my perfect little spot is where I want to give you the analysis. And if you want to go high, great. You want to go low, great. But I find that when people listen to me and they say, I'm going to use a different house, a house that we sold in Catonsville. I told the guy, look, we're going to do this renovation. We're going to make the house shine. We're going to paint the house. We're going to clean the house. We're going to put in new floors. We're going to do all this stuff. It's going to cost $12,000. We're going to be able to sell it for $265. or maybe it was 300 or something like that. I don't know. And the guy said, okay, so that's your high end. And I went, yeah. So let's just say it was 270 to 300. He goes, okay, well, let's list it for 299. We sold in a week for 315. If we had gone after 330, we probably wouldn't have sold for 315, and we probably wouldn't have sold in a week.
Right.
So it's like, by listening to me, we got that target market where we know we're going to sell quick. We are essentially like the shenanigan shop. Little market. We can only afford to put so much inventory in there. We only have so much time in the day. We need to get things in, out quickly.
Yeah. You know what this makes me think about is like how many owners talk to a real estate agent before they do investments like these, like remodeling.
None.
They never, and then like maybe that's something that, I feel like we should start doing that. Like, what is people's timeline for selling their home? When should they start doing these to give them that return, and without going out willy nilly and just putting 50 grand into your home?
So one of the things that I'd like to try and do when I'm with my sellers, I'd like to be able to sit down with them and say, hey, what kind of improvements would you be thinking about making to this home? So when they're talking about doing...
Well, I'm even saying like farther out, like they haven't...
Yeah, no, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Like I'm thinking of Nick and Kate Reel. Was just texting with Nick today. I love Nick. If you're watching, shout out to you, right? Nick and Kate bought this awesome house, but the previous owners had done some weird renovation. Nick has now since done the floors. He's painted the house, put in recessed lighting. Like he's done a lot of great things. But now he's talking about, adding a jacuzzi tub. Nick, shut up. Shut up. That is not a good investment of your time and money.
Yeah.
The tub that's there is fine. If you want to redo it, sure, but that's on you. You're not getting any return for that.
Right.
Where he was talking about doing the jacuzzi tub, I went, hey, dude, this would be a better investment of your money. He goes, what? I said, what if we use that money to knock down the shower and expand the shower by 8 inches? He's like, well, that seems like a lot of work. And I went, yeah, but it's the same amount of money.
Right.
And we're going to take it from being a very, very tight little one-person shower to being like a spacious, comfortable shower space. We could put in a light with, a rainfall shower head and this and that and the other. That's what people want.
Right.
The jacuzzi tub is a nice touch, but there's also a lot of people that think that they're ooey.
How long has he been in the house?
2 years.
How long do you think he's going to be there for?
At least another 3 because he took advantage of Smart Buy.
Okay.
Because he's smart.
Okay. Nice.
Get it? But I think there's a lot of people out there that take advantage and they make the right improvements and they can see it. When I'm meeting with Nick, when we have dinner together, we talk about it all the time. What improvements did you make? I have a shower in my basement that's never been turned on.
Dude, you don't even have a head or like a knob. You don't even have a curtain.
Don't want. It's an appraisal shower. It's an appraisal shower.
But how much is like a head or like a
I don't want people to shower in it. I don't want to clean it. I don't want to fix it. I don't want to have problems. I don't need it. I have plenty of bathrooms. Y'all come over to my house. We got plenty of bathrooms, right? Like y'all want to run around outside under the sprinkler just to get a third bathroom running? Sure. But like, I'm not trying to use the shower ever.
You don't need to use it.
I don't want to.
I can't do this.
But like, my point is that it's an appraisal shower.
Yeah, I get it.
Only for the appraisal.
I get it.
So if I only put a half bath down there because that's all it gets used for, that was a bad investment of my time and money. For just a little bit more money, I could get a shower, and for the appraisal value, it would support 3, 4, 5 grand more.
I like it. You got it down to a science right now.
Well, but that's what I want our sellers to do. I want our sellers to talk to us on a routine basis. We're thinking about this. Why not that? I went over to a seller's house a month, 2 months ago, and they're like, oh my God, guess what? And we go, what? They go, we finally replaced the HVAC unit. And I went, oh God, that must have cost an arm and a leg. And they're like, yeah, tell me about it. I said, what did it cost? Like 7, 8 grand? They went, try 13. I went, oh my God, you guys should have talked to me.
Yeah.
Like we would have done it for 8 grand.
It's just like Felix and Ada that they want to redo the kitchen. They got a quote for like 150 grand.
Right.
Unreal.
But look at what they want to do.
Yeah.
This isn't your forever home. Stop it.
But also giving us the call, giving them the resources that they need to not spend 150 grand and still get a kitchen that they love.
Did you go out to lunch with them that day? And?
They remodeled their basement. They redid they made an office down there.
Love that.
They had some new flooring. They did recessed lighting. She's working on the kitchen.
I love that. Yeah. I love that. Because what I see is I see them spending good money and they'll get to the kitchen. Yeah. But by the time they get to the kitchen, they're going to be moving out of the house.
Right.
And it's not like oh my God, you don't even get to value the things that you spend money on. No, it's to say that if you spend $100,000 on the kitchen, you wouldn't have the basement office.
Right.
Which like the kitchen would be beautiful, but people still wouldn't buy the house because it doesn't have the basement. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, I agree.
That's my argument of the day. My argument of the day comes back to your very first question, which is when is the right time to do the investment? And there's no simple answer.
There isn't. And a lot of people come to us for a simple answer and sitting down 15, 20 minutes, talking to them about what their options are and what's the best for them.
Speaking of people, what about Tommy and Bethany?
Chatted with them Friday.
Y'all, if you want a very nice detached home
Beautiful.
with a fenced-in yard in Southern Maryland, right?
Yeah,
Southern
Calvert County,
Got it.
Dunkirk.
Dude, the neighborhood's great. The house is beautiful. There's still a little bit of opportunity. You can build in a garage. They've got a carport out there. I mean, it's awesome. And Tommy and Bethany thought they were going to be there for 10 years, and they poured all this time and money into it. Now they got to move.
Yeah.
Damn.
Sad, but looking to help them out here. It's a beautiful home. Keep your eyes out. We'll let you know when it's on the market and get you in there.
All right. Well, I'm excited for a lot of things coming up. We got a big trip, Tom Ferry event coming up this week, and then we got a home buyer event next week.
February 11th.
If you guys are interested, Liv, is the link on our thing? Bet. Hit our link tree. Hit our description on our
Smash
Facebook.
that like button.
Smash that like button. Anyway, so you guys know how to reach me. You can always hit me at Instagram at @MichaelFrank____. You can always text me or reach me on our website, frankoliverco.com.
Christian the Deadhead on Instagram and Christian at frankoliverco.com.
Love it.
There you go.
And you can always stop by our office right here at 312 Windhurst Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21210 for our home buyer event next Saturday,
See you guys there.
February 11th.
Yep.
Adios, amigos.
Deuces.